All right, hey everybody. Here we are for week 3, but really it's week 2 of learning. We're going to be talking about religion and ethics this week, and we're going to be discussing a little bit chapter 2 of the textbook. There's actually not a whole lot to go over with chapter 2 of this textbook. The more detailed stuff is going to be in our following many lectures below on Dr. Martin Luther King and then also on Plato's Euthyphro. Yeah, let's just do a little intro to religion and ethics. Like we've been doing before, we're going to be focusing on evaluative and descriptive claims, right? So a lot of times when we think of religion and ethics, people kind of make two sorts of claims, right? The first sort of claim is that religion it just does affect moral values. And I think we could probably all agree that that's true, right? If you have a religion, that's going to affect, it's going to shape and change the moral values that you may or may not have, right? But the next aspect of this is the prescriptive claim. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more contentious, right? Religion should affect or change or shape our moral values. This is where people really disagree, right? Whether a religion should or shouldn't determine our moral values for us. For a long time throughout human history, it was kind of a given that religions in some way should shape our moral values. But it's a little interesting when we think about religion. Religion and ethics kind of seem inextricably linked, don't they? I mean, can you imagine a religion that doesn't have a moral value system, that doesn't have moral principles? It's a little bit hard, right? It seems like in order to be religious, you also have to have some consideration of what it means to be moral, to be ethical, right? So now, when we think about religion, it makes sense that we use religion as a way to know or understand moral values, right? If we have some kind of divine entity out there that can give us or reveal to us moral values, that would be a good and guaranteed way to know those things. Um, when it comes to a secular or non-religious way of knowing moral values, well, there's going to be some problems there, right? Um, one of the questions I asked last week was, how do you know that you're a good person? A religious person could say, well, whatever God says makes somebody good, that's what you do, and that's how you know. Um, so we're going to be looking at two different potential ways to be like religiously ethical, but this isn't the limitations of what it means to be religiously ethical. Nor is it even close to a wide, over encompassing idea of religion and ethics. And that's because religion is so varied across the world. And this is going to be coming from a very Western perspective. So we're going to be looking at two things, and your textbook mentions them, which is divine command theory and natural law theory. Before we get really into those below, I'm going to give you, I guess, a brief outline of them here. We'll get more into specifics with both of those in the following videos, the mini lectures. So divine command theory is the idea that you can know what is moral based on what God commands, right? If God says that this is correct, then that's what you should do. If God said that this is incorrect, then that's what you shouldn't do. Natural law theory is a little bit different. It believes that there are natural laws just in the universe, and that those natural laws are maybe made by a divine being or emanate from some kind of divine being, and that those natural laws then determine or shape our man-made laws and customs and ideas. And that the best way that we can know what our man-made laws and customs and ideas should be is by looking at the natural or the divine laws. So those are two potential ways to know or to realize religious moral values. So we're going to be talking about those a little bit in the next little mini lecture, and we're going to see if those are good potential ways of knowing moral values and why we might disagree with those as well. So I will see you guys at the next lecture.